Hey everybody, welcome to this very special edition of the Let's Play series for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Today is the release of Clan Quest Mod 4.0. I'm very excited to finally be done with this project and getting it out to everybody, and I thought in sort of anticipation and celebration of the mod's release, I would do a playthrough. I would roll a character and demonstrate to everybody what the new stuff in the game is, and just kind of give some developer commentary and thoughts about what went into making stuff, and maybe some warnings about different bugs you might find. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of show you what was going through my head while I was working on this. So I have a female Gangrel character I've rolled here. I took her up to the point where the mod really starts, right? So the rest of the game is kind of the same. You know, you are born into the Camarilla, you do all these errands for the prince, and eventually you find your way at the foot of the Tsimisi's door. And the thing that changes now is that instead of just trying to kill you, Andre will try to recruit you to the Sabbat. So that's how things kind of get started. That's what we're about to see here. We do have to get through Andre's funhouse first. And one more note, I just want to put kind of disclaimer on this video and the people that are playing the mod. There is a known issue that I am concerned with, and we're probably going to see it today, and it's going to be really embarrassing for me, but it's sort of exasperated as development of the mod has gone on. But as we're kind of pushing the game's engine to its limit with all this new stuff that's been added, there are certain points in the game where it's prone to crashing. So I'm not excited about that. I'm not excited about the people that are going to complain about it. But so I'm just trying to be transparent about the fact we're probably going to see it today. It's going to be super embarrassing. I'll try to point out the places where I observe this to be the most prevalent and plan accordingly. So without further said here, I just need to move my mic a little bit. Sorry for the feedback you're probably going to get. Let's get started. So yeah, Isaac has sent us to 609 Kingsway, and we're here to figure out what is going on with this Tsimisi, because we've already found his creations, his weird science projects of heads with arms sewn onto them. So I'm sure most of you have played this before. You kind of know what we're going to find inside here. Nothing good. Head with arms sewed to it. That's what you're going to find here. Boom. Boom. They go down easy, but they do hit hard when they hit. And Gangrels are so badass, except for the animation is so shit. Actually makes it really difficult in some of the boss fights. Blood. So if you've ever played the vanilla Bloodlines, you know all about Andre's Whorehouse. House of Horrors really is what I should call it. Whorehouse. I'm sure he would indulge that if you asked him nicely. But this is sort of our introduction to the Sabbat, the Tsimisi, all that good stuff. Let's save here. 2. And if you've been watching the preview videos for Clan Quest Mod, you're gonna be familiar with this new content already. I didn't make this new intro. This is an unofficial patch thing where he kind of like gives a little monologue.
Knight. I see your face is not so lifeless. Your nerves not so deadened that you cannot express shock. Tell me, child, is my appearance that frightening? Or is it my knowledge of you that is so unnerving?
I love the character of Andre. He is so fucking creepy. And I really hope that the new voice actor I hired for him and the dialogue that I wrote does him justice. Of course, I think it does, but you can be the judge. What the hell is going on in here? This place is a madhouse.
O child of Cain, the sights in this haven pale in comparison to my ancestral estate. Comfort is a custom, and all of this artifice brings me closer to my home.
Closer to my home.
Do not fear for my furniture, young one.
You're the one that made the tape, aren't you?
Oh yes, the tape. Merely a test. Certainly not intended to fall into mortal hands. Fortunately, we are in the capital of mortal trickery and illusion. So did the tape drive you to find me? From whence flows your longing, child?
I don't know really. What is going on down here?
To gouge out the eyes of the Camarilla. The sewers are clogged with my creations. I will kill or drive the Nosferatu from their pestilent nests. Without the sewer rats to guide them, the Camarilla will be blind to the Sabbat's designs.
Okay, so this is important. He drops some hints. There's a few places where you can sort of hop on board with the Sabbat, but it's important that you choose the correct dialogue options in this conversation to really experience the new Sabbat content. So here's one of your opportunities. I say, I never asked to join the Camarilla in the first place. You think your plan will work?
I see the weariness in your eyes. You grow tired of the yoke the dusty elders of the Camarilla have thrown on your back. You squander your time, heaving their dead weight forward. And for what?
I gotta be honest with you guys, I have play tested this and been through this so many times. It is like extremely difficult for me to be patient and not just want to jab on the space bar to skip ahead in the dialogue. But for all of you guys out there, this is the first time you're hearing this. This is like a brand new thing. So I will be patient. Let's see. You've got a better alternative?
Yes, the air is rife with the potency of your blood, Cainite. Join me and defy your masters. Unshackle the beast within. Allow your true potential to flow freely into the night. Act as the sword of Cain. Be a servant to no one, and a brother to all kindred that have found the truth of the Sabbath.
Let's see. What makes you any different than the Camarilla? Yeah, you can get out of this option too. You're not locked in once you start talking to him about the Sabbat. But we'll say, what makes you any different than the Camarilla?
The Sabbath serves a purpose other than itself. While your Camarilla elders quiet the panicked whispers of Gehenna, we fight for freedom, salvation from the blood of the antediluvians, staving off the inevitable end to this world. The Sabbat is no willing servant of the Ancient's child. That is the difference.
And you think the Ankaran sarcophagus is at the heart of that?
Yes. Doom is palpable in the night air and hangs over this city like the Damascus sword. If the Camarilla is unwilling or unable to do what is so clearly necessary, then it is the heavy burden of the Sabbat to send the sleeping ancient the same way as my own clan's antediluvian.
You let me in to the Sabbat, no questions asked?
No. Entrance to the Sabbat is forged in a crucible. Your strength tempered, your loyalty steeled. Even one as powerful as you. Your circumstances are odd. You must first prove yourself truly free from the bondage of the Camarilla.
What is it you expect me to do?
Your allegiance to the Camarilla must be severed completely. Make yourself irredeemable in their eyes. My hapless minions scoured the tunnels below, looking for the sewer rat's nest. It's time to put the task to more capable hands.
Oh. That's weird. Of course I'm going to find a bug when I'm first playing this and doing the Let's Play video, but he says, continue your journey to find the Nosferatu. Find their leader, and with olive branch in one hand, with the other stab him in his heart with all the hellish fury of betrayal. Bring me back his remains. Murder? I'm not crazy about this, but I'll do it for the Sabbat. So my humanity is still 9 at this point, and we're going to pick away at that pretty quickly.
Very good. After you find your way through the tunnels to the sewer rat's nest and have laid waste to their helpless leader, return to me downtown in the Hollowbrook Hotel.
Will these hideous monsters finally get off my back, or will I have to keep slaughtering them to find my way to the Nosferatu?
They are capricious, impetuous, simple beasts, capable only of simple thoughts, and effective only at what they were designed to do, to kill. I will do what I can to move you through the maze below with as much haste as possible.
So this is your opportunity to have sort of a shortcut in the Warrens, because everyone kind of hates that part of the game. There is an option already in Clan Quest mod. If you don't side with Andre, you go talk to Bertram, and he kind of gives you some clues. But the idea is like, right, like, you know, Andre's like kind of on your side at this point, and so you get to sort of skip ahead. The idea being that he's going to, call off his beasts to the best that he can, but they're still sort of like animals, insane monsters, so like he can only control them so much. So this warps you to the last Warrens level. Or if you like the Warrens, you can just say, forget it, I don't need your help finding the Nosferatu, and you can still play the Warrens. But you are surely the minority of Bloodlines players. So I'll say, fine. And I'll bring you Gary's head on a platter.
I can sense your desire to be liberated from the fetters of the Camarilla. Do this, and in like company, you will be free to let the beast roar proudly, that the whole city would cower before your might.
Oh, I'm so scared of the beast. If you say so. Boom. So now, like I had said earlier, you zip on over to the last Warrens map. Save yourself some time and frustration. And we have a new quest, The Beast I Am, Lest the Beast I Become, which is the motif, or it's like the quintessential quote of this Sabbat. Andre has tried to recruit you into the spot. Your initiation, however, depends on hunting down and killing Gary. Great. I'm only going to do this once. I know you guys didn't roll up in here to watch me go through the Warrens again. So I'm only going to do this once. I'm just going to cheat. I'm just going to zip over, get the key, and head down to the Nosferatu lair. If you're a fan of this game, you've seen this already a gajillion times. So grab the key, yoink, thanks. And zip on over to the other side. No clip. Yeah, so you still have to fight Andre's monsters if you don't cheat through this part, so. Because they're kind of dumb. They've, what brain cells they have left have been driven completely insane by being tortured and having multiple body parts sewn together and all that good stuff. So, let's get some rats first. Yum, 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 yum. Nom, 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 nom. Did I install this with achievements? I did. So I guess I sided with Jeanette, and I got dominated by the prince. So let's go see the Nosferatu. So I think what you'll find out playing this is that I kind of wanted to portray the Sabbat as anti-heroes. And so the focus on them is less on the sort of like near dark, fucked up, let's just like murder everyone and be a crazy asshole, and more like we are the true Legion of Cain, and it's our birthright to defend this world from the antediluvians, and we are a fraternity whose implicit goal is doing that. And I'm kind of hoping to portray that through the dialogue that you have with Andre. And part of the reasoning of that is that to do all that like fucked up, let's go break into a nightclub and fucking murder everyone in there. The game is like kind of limited in its ability to properly give credence to those kinds of scenes. Like the kind of animations and programmatic elements you would need to do that properly and pull it off well just aren't there, unfortunately. I would like to do more of that with this game, and you'll start to see that as we get through this experience. And you know what? It's like it'd be harder to relate to the Sabbat if they're just like, "Ooh, look at me, I'm a monster." Rawr. I think that would also be a little more boring than if we explore their brotherhood or sisterhood, as the case may be, a little bit more. I'm not going to talk to Amalia and Mitnick. I know you guys, you can. Like, they don't know that you're here to fucking murder everybody yet. We're just going to continue on. And let's save again real quick. And two disclaimers on Gary here. Good old Gary, is that the fight against him is no joke, like seriously hard. That motherfucker is not pulling any punches. If you aren't ready for the fight with Gary, he will kill you. I have Buddha mode turned on, so I'm not going to die, but I will bet you I will get to 0 health during this fight on the first try. He's hard. Be ready for it. 2, unfortunately, I could not find a voice actor that could do justice to Gary's voice. So there's 3 unvoiced characters in Clan Quest Mod 4.0. One of them is Gary. It is a little jarring. My apologies. Hopefully you will be patient with that, considering that the rest of the voice acting is pretty spot on. So.
By the clack smack cracking
of course, you do the
thumbs,
normal dialogue with him.
This way comes. I don't remember seeing you on the guest list for the dinner party. We're having a rap party for the Misfits, about 40 years late. Cast and crew only, boss.
So I think I'm going to skip through this a little bit too, because I know you guys have all heard this a billion times, and Gary just is, he's trying to frustrate you, and it's working, because I am frustrated, good sir.
Maybe
in your head.
I'm in your head.
Maybe you picked up one of those.
We are talking, but you aren't.
See, he's just fucking with you.
I'm over here, boss.
What do you want?
I don't know, boss. You tell me. After all, I didn't crash your party.
What a party it is. I'm here about the Ankaran sarcophagus. This "I'm here to kill you" line, that's in the vanilla game. I didn't take it out because he's probably not going to believe you anyways. He doesn't if you say it now.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Wait.
Snipe hunt. Oh, that's right. I know you work for the prince. Just tell me about the sarcophagus so I can get out of here.
You should have got here sooner. That lot's been sold.
Oh, really? Who bought it?
I like to discuss business face to face.
So do I. Show yourself.
Are you sure, boss? You don't.
Oh my god, the suspense is killing me.
Careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
Fucking pedophile voice.
Behind you, boss. Boo.
Who are you?
What? You don't recognize me from the pictures? Gorgeous Gary Golden? Don't tell me you missed Pirate Town or Tap Hotel. A little before your time, eh, boss? Well, those days are long past. Nowadays, it's just Gary.
Aw. Delighted. Now where's the sarcophagus?
Where did it go? That thing seems to get around more than Mae West. Why, might I ask, should I give you that information?
So this is your chance. Okay, so you can skip the Sabbat initiation and continue on the Camarilla path. You can tell Gary you're there to assassinate him and then renege on it. Or you can actually do the dirty work. So if you don't choose the right dialogue options here, you don't continue with the Sabbat path. So if you're playing along at home, kids, make sure that you follow through on your threats to Gary and your promise to Andre. So I say, you're right, you don't owe me a thing. But now that we're face to face, why don't I do the world a favor and smash yours in? Courtesy of the Sabbat. What, should I do my best, Gary?
Ha! Let me guess. Old Andre gave you the whole spiel about kicking the prince off your back, finding true freedom, and told you everything would be gravy if you huffed and puffed and took me down. And you actually bought it.
Oh man, I need to drink some water for this. Cut the shit, Gary. The Camarilla has pushed me too far. I don't need any masters.
You sure about that? Ever occurred to you this is a nice clean way for that Samisi to take care of two problems without so much as getting his hands dirty? He can sing a pretty song, but careful, boss. Fiends like him have a tendency to twist things around. Just hope it's not the skin off your face.
He's offered me freedom from this joke of society. I'm done having my buttons pushed. After the hoops I had to jump through to find you, you've earned the top place on my shit list right now, you fucking freak. And you really need to get that deep, guttural, pedophile voice to do Gary right.
So the big bad Sabbat really sold you hook, line, and sinker. If it's freedom you want, you're barking up the wrong tree. Hate to break it to you, boss, but anywhere you go, keeping your head down and barking "Yes, sir" is all you were ever meant for. Tell you what, since you're so eager to get out, I'll spare you that existence. With a lobotomy.
If I die, I'll die on my feet, worm. So now we're gonna fight Gary. Oh wait, I didn't want to use Protean because the animations are so... See, look, he just took like half my health. Fuck. I could barely see him because he's using Obfuscate. Yeah, this is a tough fight. I would die right now if I didn't have this cheat mode on. Let's see. Also, I skipped all of the side quests, so I'm not really, buffed up what I should be at this level. So I feel like those of you playing along at home will fare better than I did. But after whacking you one more time, he gets away! Come on, guys. You didn't honestly think it's gonna be that simple to kill a fucking Primogen.
Just keep digging a deeper grave, kid. You should have taken your chances with the final death when I gave you the chance.
I promise I'll make it quick if you quit hiding now.
It's just not getting through that thick skull of yours, is it? You can chase ghosts all night, but I'll still be in the shadows watching your every move. I'll make sure the Camarilla finds you, though, boss. You've made a terrible enemy tonight. The Sheriff, the Scourge, every kindred in the city is going to be hunting that empty head of yours. That's if the Sabbat doesn't just save us all the trouble.
And I'm gonna say... Last I checked, you weren't in the best standing with LaCroix. I doubt you'll be pulling favors with the Camarilla anytime soon. Guess you would have played a little nicer if you'd imagined yourself soaking in a pool of your own blood, eh, Gary?
Sarcophagus or not, the prince needs me. All the more after he hears about your little stunt here tonight. I'll be as happy as a rat in a trash can to deliver him the excuse he's been looking for to declare a blood hunt on that pesky new fledgling who just doesn't know their place. So be it. The Sabbat's got my back now. I'll be ready for whatever troops the Camarilla will throw at me. Forget it, boss. The next time you see me, it'll be at your execution. Okay. So we survived the encounter with Gary, kind of. My blood is really, really low. And now it says, you tried to kill Gary, but he got away. You can't go back to the Archbishop empty-handed or he'll kill you. Better look around Gary's room and see if you can find something useful. So that is true. We do need something to bring the Archbishop Andre, or we're going to get our heads separated from our shoulders. So there's a computer here and some email, but what's the password? Take a look around the room. Gee, here's this poster for a fake movie called Gravity. I can't imagine that might be related. Of course, I know the passwords. I made it. I made it, you guys. So if you don't have the computer ability, hopefully you've got some brain cells to pull clues from the surrounding. So let's look at these email that Gary has on his computer. The first one says, stop contacting me. And this one is a little inside joke for the modder community. It's from Werner. That is the name of a very prolific modder in the Bloodlines community. I'm sure you guys can guess who it is. This is my little love letter to him. Werner, you can be really frustrating and a pain in the ass, but I love you, buddy. It says, for the last time, I will not hunt down your stupid movie, your fancy antique kids toy, or rusty lug nuts, or whatever the hell it is you're after this week. Stop emailing me. I'm warning you. And of course, that's a reference to the Gary quest, if you're familiar with that. V-Bay winner. Your bid won for... congratulations, a winner is you. You won your auction for a vintage 8mm projector, good condition. Your payment has been submitted to the seller, and your contact information to P.O. Box 563, Hollywood, California, has been automatically forwarded for shipping your new goodies as quickly as possible. Cheers. So, you know, Gary can get on V-Bay or eBay, as the case may be. Transaction complete. From Virgilius E. Antonio came to the rendezvous in East LA just as he promised. The sarcophagus has been transferred to the buyer. The deal is done, boss. So the quest log is updated. You found a clue in Gary's lair pertaining to the sarcophagus's location. You better find Andre at the Hollowbrook Hotel and let him know what's happened. So we've got our clue. We've got our info to bring back to the Archbishop Andre about the possible location of the sarcophagus. It apparently traded hands in East LA. So as you can probably reckon, this game is going to take us there. So let's save real quick. Let's see. I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to run through the cemetery just because I like the way it looks and the way it makes me feel inside. I think the Hollywood map, even though it's just got the cemetery, it's the Hollywood Forever, what is it? God. It's just Hollywood Forever Cemetery is what this is supposed to be representing. I think this is one of the best maps in the game. It's got the super frustrating zombie quest and Romero, but it just thematically fits so well. So let's get back downtown. And something happened with my game I've never seen before, but the junk here, this isn't related to my changes, the junk here like isn't a physics item, so it doesn't move, so I get stuck in it. So I just have to like no clip out of that real quick. So you are a member of the Sabbat now. Let's feed real quick. Like Gary is going all over town telling everybody about what a jerk you are. Cops over there. You've followed through on your quest from Gary,
from Andre to kill Gary, and you are part of the Sabbat now, more or less. So if you want to Diablerize other kindred, you can do that now. I'm not going to hop on the Diablerie train just yet. I kind of want to do a few other things first, but we will definitely indulge the beast a couple times before this playthrough is over. Now I'm going to save here, and I want to point out that this is one of those crash points. I don't know what it is about the downtown LA map, but now it's like kind of prone to crashing, especially when you're coming back from Hollywood. So hopefully this, fingers crossed, we don't have any difficulties here. Yes, thank you, game engine gods. I suspect it either has something to do with the number of map transition triggers, which is upper limit bug that I found while I was working on the mod, or it has something to do with all the additional animations that I've crammed into various character models that appear on certain maps. And this is the other choke point, it's entering the Hollowbrook. Anytime you go in here, you're going to risk a crash. So again, fingers crossed we don't run any difficulties today. I knew today would be my day. It also might be like a corruption issue because I know my hard disk is on the last leg here. So hopefully like the integrity of the files is okay. I really don't know what's causing the crashes, so if you're running into it, I apologize. Just save often, and I appreciate your patience because I know like day one launch is always very frustrating when it's not working 100%. But it worked for me, and that's good. That's encouraging. So let's talk to Andre here.
I knew you would return. I knew the sweet smell of freedom, the bitter taste of death would tempt you back to the cradle of the Sabbat. No longer will you live to be a mere lapdog. Welcome home.
I have to admit, I'm here with some reservation. I want some guarantee now you've got my back.
Of course, child. These nights are strange for you, and dangerous to us as well. But know that I cannot promise your safety. Only fools and charlatans would claim as much. You must learn to stand on your own 2 feet, for that is how we shall all be judged come the final nights. Find comfort in knowing you will not stand alone. That is the only sanctuary I can offer you.
So I'll tell you what, guys. You want to stay on Andre's good side. You want to say nice, positive things and make him have good feelings inside. It's important later in the game, and I'll tell you more in a later episode. That's not much of a promise. The Camarilla is going to be out for my head now. Are you going to have my back or not?
You will find allies in every dark corner of this city. Wherever you walk, the Sabbat walks instead. The Camarilla will take us as weaklings and fools, but soon you will know the strength of your brothers.
I think I'd like to meet these brothers, since the only Sabbat I've met so far have been clueless cannon fodder.
In good time. But first, there is the matter of your emancipation. Tell me of the Nosferatu Elder. Did he beg for his life as you slashed his existence away once and for all?
I'll tell you guys something. I wrote all this dialogue over a long period of time. And so it wasn't all in my head all at once. Obviously there's a lot of dialogue I added, and it all requires a lot of rewrites and revisions to make sure it's good. But in playing through the game, I started to realize that there's sort of a mantra or a cliche that I just cannot avoid. It's like deeply ingrained in my brain, and it is once and for all. I have so many instances where I have a character say once and for all. So for you writers out there, hopefully you will forgive me this transgression. Actually, I kind of fucked up. I hurt him real bad, but he got away.
What? You incompetent wretch. Weakness is not tolerated among the Sabbat. Failure is a crime. Explain yourself at once. Or perhaps your skeleton would be better suited as an ornament on my wall.
I won't make any excuses for Gary, but it wasn't a loss for us. As he was cowering in the shadows, I rifled through his files and found a lead on the Ankaran sarcophagus.
The sarcophagus. Killing the Nosferatu was merely a testament to your loyalty. The true prize is the sarcophagus. If we can find the artifact, then you have truly earned your place among our ranks. Tell me, what have you learned?
The Nosferatu traded it to someone already. Someone named Antonio. I don't know who the courier is exactly, but the exchange went down around East LA, apparently.
Interesting. Doom overshadows the city. You are packless, without direction. You have failed your trial. Yet, I see a road. A resolution to all that woes.
Do tell.
As a refugee from the Camarilla, you are without pack. Not being born into our ranks, you are without sire and without friends. Only through strength, guile, and resolve will you earn the respect of a pack that would take you among their own. It is an opportunity as much as it will serve as a testament to your loyalty.
I don't get it. I work alone. Why is being part of a pack so important?
The Sabbat encompasses the many, but our true strength flows from the few. Every soldier in our service counts themselves among a cell, a pack. With your brothers you share your blood, your essence, and in return, you will come to trust these few with your life, as they put their existence in your hands. East LA is rife with our ranks. To go there seeking patronage from the many packs on a noble quest to secure the sarcophagus would be a fitting baptism indeed.
I won't let you down. Next time you see me, it'll be with sarcophagus in tow.
Your presence will not go unnoticed. I will inform the Dakti. You have the blessings of the Archbishop. But introductions are in order. When you arrive, speak with Victoria, a powerful Setite that operates within the domain.
So, we've got our quest here. It's baptism by fire. Having failed to bring in Gary, Andre has given you a tall order to fill. Retrieve the Ankaran sarcophagus, which traded hands somewhere in East LA, as well as establish yourself with one of the Sabbat packs residing there. He encouraged you to find Victoria to this end. And we've completed the beast I am, less the beast I become. So, at any time when you're talking to Gary, God, I can't get his name on my head, Andre, you have an opportunity to ask him questions. And I think now would be a fine time to indulge Andre in a few more questions before we head out on our quest to East LA. So I'll say, wait, before I go, I have some serious questions.
Tell me, what vexes you, child?
So you can ask him what he thinks about different people, or you can ask him about the Sabbat. I'll say, I want to know more about the Sabbat.
What exactly?
Can you explain the big picture to me?
The Sword of Cain is the moniker used to describe us. It is an accurate, if colorful, description. We have all seen the signs of coming Gehenna. It is commonplace to witness the evidence of the all-powerful Dark Fathers. The Camarilla is content to quarrel amongst one another for luxuries, but when those monstrosities finally rise up to consume us all, we, the Sabbat, will stand ready as Cain's army and defend this kingdom in his name.
What are these signs? What makes you so sure of the antediluvians? And so sure that there's one here, now?
Must I truly persuade you? Surely you have considered from whence your sire came. But what of his sire, and his sire's sire? You have seen the increase in power from childhood to sire, and the inheritance of the curses through bloodlines. Books as old as history itself confirm this all. Is it so hard to believe our all-powerful Dark Fathers still haunt this world?
Yes, but one here, now, in Los Angeles?
That is a matter of intuition, child. With age, perhaps raw animal instinct will one night serve you as well.
I guess. Let's change the subject.
What? Exit.
Are there any rules I should know about?
Yes, read this. A copy of the Code of Milan. The principles which define our sect. The Constitution, if you will, for your American ears. These fundamental guidelines ensure the stability of the Sabbat, and heeding these rules ensures you will avoid the punishment of your elders.
Anything else?
Common sense. Do not lie or defy your leaders. Do not show cowardice or weakness. And most of all, do not betray or fail the Sabbat. Some pacts may be more forgiving of such transgressions, but never expect anything but the harshest of punishment if you break these basic tenets.
Seems intense. I can handle it, though. Another question.
What exactly?
Let's see. Never mind. I have a different question.
Tell me.
I want to know about someone.
Who?
Let's see. Who should I ask him about? Let's delve into a little canon stuff here. What's your take on that bald bastard sitting across the street?
Strauss. Curse his name. He hides his sins and plays the part of the benign academic well. But I know his treachery. I have seen his inhumanity personally. He has mangled countless members of my bloodline to satisfy his studies and secure his precious chantries. The Tremere curse their blood. They steal their power.
So what he's talking about here is, if you're familiar... Oh, what do you mean he's... Let Andre tell the story. What do you mean he's mangled your bloodline?
From where do you think his stony guardians come? The Gangrel, the Nosferatu, and my own clan pay the price for their dark magics with our blood. My own children have been torn asunder by Strauss himself, but vengeance is close within my reach. I can taste it.
So, the idea here is, like, the Tremere are, like, super fucked up. They do that. They do weird experiments on other kindred. That's where the gargoyles come from, is from, like, basically tearing apart other kindred and then, like, magically sewing them back together. So it's like two sides of the same coin. Like, the Tzimisce kind of do that too. The Tremere kind of do that too. So it sort of casts a different light on the Camarilla when you get an opportunity to see it from the other side. That smug bastard hides it well. I'll make him pay soon enough, but for now, another question. All right, I think we've talked to Andre long enough.
Tell me.
Actually, never mind. But he gave us a copy of the Code of Milan, not the actual Code of Milan. It'd be like having the Library of Congress copy of the U.S. Constitution. It's just a copy. I'm not going to read this. If you're playing along, you can read it too. These are like the rules of the Sabbat. And it's interesting is the more you read this, the more it sounds like fascism. The more it sounds like a cult or something where it's like there's freedom through scrutiny and privacy through, you know, like all your friends watching you all the time. And the Sabbat is interesting because they claim all these virtues and ideals, but they're also very sort of hypocritical. So, okay, I've been at this for almost an hour now. I think that's pretty good for part 1. I'm going to immediately start recording the next episode. I just kind of want to parse this out a bit. So, yeah, stay tuned for part 2. I'm going to have this up on YouTube. You guys can keep watching and keep playing along. So I will see you guys soon.